dubbed the Gen Z protests. Thousands of young people owning the streets of the capital, Kathmandu, raging against the government, social media ban and a corrupt political class. And what fires their anger is obvious and it's real. Soaring youth unemployment across Nepal. Yet politicians' children, or Nepo kids, live it large and lavish, a key point of protest. The anger soon turned lethal. Police shooting at protesters, at least 72 people have been killed. During the riots, the Prime Minister's headquarters in Kathmandu was set alight, along with other key government buildings and hotels. But today, the country's new interim Prime Minister, sworn in this weekend, has pleaded for calm and cooperation. 73-year-old Sushila Karki, now Nepal's first woman Prime Minister, having served as the court's only female Chief Justice in 2016 and 17, known for her stance against corruption in the government.
Going forward, I want my Nepal, my country to be corruption-less. We did had a lack of opportunity. So I guess in future, our other generations will have a very better future.
Curfews have now been lifted across the country. Calm and something approaching normality is slowly returning, replacing destroyed buildings easy. Changing ingrained political corruption and ending crippling unemployment will be far more challenging. Well, earlier I spoke to Dr. Krishna Adhikari, who's a research fellow at the University of Oxford's Institute of Social and Cultural Anthropology. He is currently in Pokhara in central Nepal, and I asked him if things are returning to normal across the country.
Curfew has been lifted. Now public transport has resumed. International and national flights also are starting.
We have a new Prime Minister and things are calming down, but it seems that the Prime Minister has pretty much been put into office by the protesters. Is that okay?
This is an unprecedented situation by any standards. Actually, what 27 hours could achieve to change, to shake up the establishment, to change the government is unprecedented, not only in Nepal, I think anywhere. So this is very unprecedented in that sense. But also the frustration that people had over the years against corruption, nepotism, unemployment situation was so grim that it actually the letting off the pressure cookers bulb in one day.
Prime Minister Karki, she needs legitimacy. She needs a mandate. She needs a general election, doesn't she?
Yes. Very much so. As far as I understand, the political parties, they were cornered by the revolution, if you like, the one-day revolution. But as far as the wider public is concerned, I think there is a huge support, even though this is very unusual situation here, and they had to find a way to appoint the new prime minister through some constitutional way outs. I think is the circumstances created by the necessity.
Sushila Karki is going to need legitimacy. She's going to need a general election because basically she's been shoehorned into power by the protesters on the one hand and rubber stamped by the army on the other. That is not a good look.
Well, I think the point about army needs to be made. We're very disappointed first why army didn't come forward to protect the important national monuments and buildings. But at the end of the day, it appears to be very clear that army was not interested to play politics, was only assisting the president of Nepal in this process. So in that sense, I think the role of army now is praise. The Gen Z group generation who actually stays this protest, they had no leader, and there was a big vacuum left there, and the great suspicion was there. But I'm very glad to say that army had no desire to come into power, and they were only facilitating.
Is she the right person to deal with these crippling issues of youth unemployment on the one hand and nepotism, corruption in the political class on the other?
Yes, as far as the historical records on anti-corruption stance she has taken, is concerned, she is a very right person. That's why she was trusted by the very people who were on the street, especially protesting against the ongoing nepotism and corruption. In the past, when she was Chief Justice, we have many stories that came out that, people were trying to bribe her. She refused those offers, and she constantly has sided against the corrupt state mechanisms and supported for good governance. I think she is one of the cleanest person to lead this kind of governments. But there are other aspirations here that, some people wanted that we really need constitutional reforms, but can she, champion that? No. Because her mandate is to hold elections for the House of Representatives in Nepal.
Dr. Krishna, thanks very much indeed.
Thank you for having me.